Hey folks, welcome to Tears for Tiny. My name's Rob Cott and today my truck is going to the doctor. I just wanted to tell you some very quick things. God, I'm really not doing talking to camera very well today.
I had a few quick things to do before I could take the truck to the mechanic.
The first thing I wanted to fix was the cab. It doesn't lock. I tried fixing it with some graphite when you squirt some graphite into the lock, so it kind of like loosens things up. I even opened up the door inside and fiddled around to see if there was anything that I could fix. There wasn't anything wrong with it, I just didn't know how to use the key. These old trucks have a special technique for unlocking the doors. I won't share it with you for security, but luckily Jamie showed me what to do because he's from the farm and he's had a few old trucks that he's driven.
Yeah, we'll fix you, buddy, don't worry.
I quickly fixed the rear lights.
I pulled this off and all it did was touch it. And then I must have connected and then it started working. Oh, whoops. I guess the right indicator's not working. Yep.
I threw some tape on the passenger side because that is completely loose and I reckon if someone stood in it long enough, it would just collapse.
I did try and thread the panels together with cable ties, but there's just too much rust right now, so I'll just nibble away at this over time.
The other main thing I needed to fix were the container pins. I had 3 working container pins. The pins are important because they connect to the bottom of the container and hold the entire container house on. The twist lock is actually a mechanism that comes up into the container and then it gets locked on. You can imagine how important that is. What had happened is at some point during the truck's life, fertilizer was spilt in the tray and that fertilizer got into one of the pins. It was really stuck. And so what I did is took a sledgehammer and a vacuum cleaner and I just smashed the bottom of the pin. And that seemed to work really nicely, so now I have 4 working pins. I don't know if anyone's been to an abandoned building, but if you walk in there, maybe it's the combination of rust and diesel, but it smells like old urine. It's not very pleasant. So I gave the cab a super quick clean.
I took the vacuum out and cleaned as much dirt up as I could. It's pretty obvious this is an old truck from a farm. I even found these wasp nests inside and around the cab. I started with the vacuum, sucking up as much dirt as I could. The more I vacuumed, the more dirt I found, and even when I had vacuum spots, it just kept falling down. I hadn't planned to, but I ended up pulling up the carpet. I tried ripping it up at first, but quickly realized I needed to get some tools as the footrest was trapping down the carpet. Stubborn little guys, but once I got the rust and soil that was caked into the screw head, this comes off real nicely now. As I was pulling up the carpet, I could definitely tell this was the source of the smell. I had to remove the accelerator pedal as well. Okay, so I've cleaned off the rust and I've sprayed some of this stuff in. It's lubricant and a rust preventative. I'm gonna put everything back where it belongs now. I found this rubber mat on the side of the road. I'll have to explain the side of the road situation here in Australia. People throw stuff out they don't need, and you can kind of just pick it up and do whatever you want with it. I'm just gonna throw it down and see how we go over the next few weeks. All right, that was a nice idea, but it doesn't quite work because this can't get down low enough.
And hopefully, the cab smell will disappear now that I've cleaned it and removed the carpet.
So it looks much better, but I'll definitely detail it up when I have a bit more time. Right now I think I'm going to try and get the container house on the back and get that going, and come back and finish parts of the cab properly.
Lastly, we shuffled the warehouse once again so that the truck and all the other items could fit in a little bit better, as well as other projects that will happen around the container while I build at the same time.
be driven to about here.
Yeah, still getting used to the truck.
That's it. See you guys in the next episode. Oh yes, I also forgot that I got an unregistered vehicle permit for the truck. If anyone has to move anything that hasn't been registered for a while, this is a permit that allows you to move between different locations and also take it to professionals to get it repaired. I did a quick how-to video on that if you're interested.
Gotta stop work.
YouTube doesn't stop for coffee, mate.
I'll film you drinking coffee if you want.
I went to the toilet with a mic on before.
Oh really?
Maybe cuts that out. It's the quietest kiss I've ever done in my life.